Your frequency is what you frequently see. If you're in a bad mood, all you see is bad. If you're in a good mood, all you see is good. If you're in an optimistic mood, then you see opportunities. And if you're in a pessimistic mood, you see doubt and fear. Ultimately, the two binary states that one human can really be in when it comes to their attitude, it's positive and negative. It's optimism and pessimism. And what I can say about that is, it's your decision. Do you want to live a good life? If you do, get into a good mood. See, the illusion that you can fall into is thinking that conditions externally are what determine your mood. You might say, yeah, Sergio, I want to be in a good mood, but I'm broke, I'm fat, I have a horrible dating life, right? And to that I say, I mean, those are problems. I would fix those problems. But it doesn't mean your state now has to reflect how you feel about those current conditions. And this kind of goes against a lot of like masculine advice you see on the internet. For example, let me bring up a big name, Andrew Tate. He talks a lot about the idea that you should be angry. You should be angry that you're broke. And this is such a big thing that he taught that I just catch so many people reiterating this philosophy. In fact, even I reiterated that philosophy back in the day. Even I did that. Now what's interesting is now I don't do that. I don't think you should be angry if you're broke. But then you might say, okay, but if you're not angry when you're broke or fat or this, how are you going to make a change? And well, you could just make a change by consciously being like, you know what, I'm broke, so let me not be broke. How do I not be broke? I got to do blank and blank. Okay, let me start doing blank and blank. And I'm excited to not be broke. Now that I'm on track to not being broke, I'm happy right now. See, that's my mindset. In fact, I view my philosophy as the real objective philosophy. I'm not so much like a drama. You know, it's funny because if you watch my old videos, you'll see how I'm nothing like I am now. I mean, there's similarities, right? But if I had to tell you the biggest difference is that I became way more objective. Way more. And when I view the concept of objectivity, it's essentially the concept of not having an ego, not having too much of identity wrapped around everything you fucking say. So what's the real lesson here? The real lesson is if you're fat, be objective about it. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be anything. Just be objective about it. Just look at the fucking mirror. Be like, shit, I definitely am fatter than how I would like to look. And think of what change are you going to make today and make that fucking change. Just make the fucking change. And ultimately, if you have to be angry on the path, by all means, I'm just here to say that it really doesn't matter how you feel about... Wait, actually, let me take that back. It does matter how you feel. Because what I'm trying to tell you guys in this video is that your frequency is what you frequently see. So if you're operating in a state of anger, now everything makes you angry. Now when you see someone walking around, you're angry. Some fat person walks around, you're angry because he's fat. This was me a big portion of my life. I bet you a lot of you guys in shape could relate to this. You see a fat person and you feel anger. You're almost like, why the fuck are you fat, bro? The reason I find that to be very counterproductive is because when you get into a state of anger, and in fact, I want you guys to realize this is a law of the universe, which is any state will seek to maintain itself. Which means if you're in a state of anger, now that anger state will seek to maintain itself. And now you're going to keep finding reasons to stay in that state. You're going to keep finding what you are. If you're in a state of positivity, same idea. You keep seeing reasons why you should be positive. This is called hypnotic rhythm. And everyone's stuck in it and they don't really understand this. It's almost like you're in a car and there's like gears. And a lot of people are just stuck in reverse in fucking negativity. And when you're stuck in anything negative, because anger is negative. It is. It's a negative frequency. It's not, it might be the best of the negative frequencies, but it's a negative frequency. And why do I say it's the best? Just to give you context, it's the best of the negative ones because it actually might trigger you to make change. That's why. Which might put you into a positive frequency. I catch myself throughout my day-to-days recently going through life in a very calm state. Very calm. In fact, I recently bought 2 cats. And they just kind of, they're just calm cats, right? I mean, cats are they're so present. And I don't know, it's almost like they've been teaching me to be more like that. And that sounds silly, but it really has been like that. And now I walk around and I feel almost like a cat, bro. I know that sounds silly, but I just feel like I'm here observing these flowers, feeling the sun, being alert. I'm awake, alert, but not worrying about anything. And that's one cool thing about a cat is cats don't really seem to worry. At least not like dogs or humans. Because you'll find a dog and the dog will be all like worrisome and his face is going to be all like scared and shit. But dude, cats are typically, they're like so zen in the face of anything, And I like that about cats. But anyways, to wrap this video up, by the way, I do want to start making these again. So thank you for, continuously supporting me. If you're a long-time supporter, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. There's going to be a lot of cool videos regarding anything. I mean, there's no real limit to what I want to talk about on this channel. But just to give you some advice, it's probably going to be mostly around confidence and mindset, considering those are the 2 topics that my brain just thinks about the most, I think. But anyways, to really wrap this up, the goal of this video is to tell you guys that any state you're in will seek to maintain itself. Which means your frequency is what you frequently see. If you're angry, you see anger. You see reasons to be angry. It's called your reticular activation system. If I told you, hey, blue car, next time you walk outside, you're gonna see a blue car. You're gonna see that. Now, did you manifest a blue car or was it always there and you just noticed it? You can think for yourself, which is a real answer. I'll tell you right now, I used to think manifestation wasn't real. And now I think it's real. In fact, I know it's real. I know we're more powerful than your human eye can see. I know we are. So anyways, you want a better life? Get into a better state. And I promise you, that state will show you reasons to be in that state. Okay, I don't even know if you guys heard this, so let me just repeat that. Ultimately, if you want a better life, just get into a better state. And I know your question might be, okay, but I'm in such a shitty state. How do I get out of this? Okay, practically speaking, there's really 4 things you can do. Or, yeah, like 4 things you can do. And guys, whenever you're in a bad mood, it's one of these things that will solve the bad mood. Either socialize with people, go work out hard, journal your thoughts and emotions, and get really, really deep. I'm talking 2-3 pages at least. And meditation. And reading something positive. Those are the things that will put you in a good mood when you're dysregulated. So what's cool is, and what will be smart, and this is what I do, which is every morning you basically do these things. You do positive things. You do whatever puts you in the most amazing mood at this time of your life. For me, I meditate and journal every day. There's no exceptions. Okay, so you do these things, and As a result, I'm in a better mood, which means the rest of my day, I'm seeing better stuff. My day, my life has gotten better because I decided to put my frequency and state as the first thing to improve when I wake up. I think it's just logical and it makes a lot of sense. And like I said, I've become very objective with my philosophy. So that's it. And if you want to work with me one-on-one to level up your mindset, your dating life, your social confidence, link is in my description to apply to work with me personally. That's all for this video. We'll talk soon, guys. Peace.